Hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today we are going to discuss one of the most misunderstood topic in Google Ad, and the topic is broad match keyword. Yes, many advertisers believe broad match is always bad, especially for local businesses. They believe that as soon as they use broad match, Google will start spending money on irrelevant searches. And honestly, that can happen, but that is not the complete truth. Broad match is always bad. It becomes dangerous when we use it without accurate conversion tracking. Strong negative keyword, proper campaign structure, relevant landing pages, the right bidding strategy, and regular search term report reviews. Broad match itself is not necessarily the problem. The real problem is using broad match without control. So in today's presentation, I will show you how broad match actually work, why local businesses often waste money with it, when broad match can become profitable, and how you can test it safely without damaging your main campaign. By the end of this session, you would clearly understand when to avoid broad match, when to test it, and how to use it as a controlled growth tool. Let's begin with the most important question. Is broad match bad or can it actually be powerful? Okay. So when people talk about broad match, we usually hear two completely different opinions. The first group say broad match is dangerous. It wastes money, it brings irrelevant click, and local businesses should never use it. The second group say broad match is powerful. It can discover new customer, it can increase conversion volume, and it can help campaign scale. So which group is correct? The truth is both group can be correct because broad match can become a budget wasting machine or a smart growth tool. The result depend on how the campaign is set up and managed. Broadmatch gives Google the widest reach. It allows Google to find related searches, including searches you may not have manually added as keyword. This can help you discover new profitable opportunities. But the same flexibility also creates risk because when Google receives weak or incorrect signal, it may bring click that do not represent real customers. For a local business, the goal is not simply to receive more click, the goal is to receive qualified phone calls, genuine form submission, appointment, booking, and paying customers. Imagine a local plumber receive 100 click that may look impressive inside the Google ad account. But what if 20 click come from job seekers, 15 come from students, 20 came from DIY user, and another 20 come from people outside the service area? The campaign generated traffic, but it did not necessarily generate business. Now imagine another campaign that generate only 40 click but produce 10 qualified phone calls, 3 booked appointment and 2 paying customer. Which campaign is better? Obviously the second campaign because local businesses do not survive on traffic, they survive on customers. Let me ask you a question. In your option, is broad match more dangerous or more useful? Some of you say dangerous, some of you say useful. And the correct answer is it depends on the level of control. The wrong way thinking is broad match is always bad. The better way of thinking is broad match is risky without control, but it can be powerful with the right setup. Broad match should not be feared blindly, it should not be trusted blindly, it should be tested, controlled professionally. Now that we understand the main idea, let's look at what broad match actually is. So in this slide, broad match is the widest keyword match type in Google Ad. It gives Google more flexibility to understand the meaning and possible intent behind your keyword. Suppose you add the broad match keyword, plumber near me. Your ad may appear for the exact search, plumber near me, but it may also appear for related searches such as local plumbing company, emergency plumbing service, drain repair company, or water leak repair, or pipe repair technician. You may not have added all of these searches manually, but Google may still understand that those users could be looking for plumbing service. This is one of the major benefits for broad match. It can discover valuable searches that you may have missed. For example, suppose you only target the exact match keyword, emergency plumber. Your campaign may have strong control, but it could miss some useful variation. A potential customer may search 24 plumbing service near me. The person clearly needs an emergency plumber, but the search wording is different from your keyword. With broad match, Google has more freedom to connect your keyword emergency plumber and that related search. This can help you reach more potential customers. However, more reach also mean more responsibility because Google may sometimes interrupt the keyword too broadly, especially when the campaign does not have enough reliable data. For example, the keyword is simply plumber. Google could potentially connect it with searches such as plumber job, plumber salary, plumber training, plumber tools, or how to become a plumber. The word is related, but user intent is completely different. Let's do a quick practice. If the broad match keyword is plumber, what irrelevant searches do you think Google could bring? You may hear answer like job, courses, salary, tools, DIY repair, or free advice. All of those are possible example of irrelevant intent. This is why we should not judge a keyword only by its wording. We must also consider the potential search intent Google may connect with it. Broad match gives Google more freedom, but freedom without Google signals can create waste. Now, let's look at the real reason. Local businesses lose money when they use broad match. So, broad match become expensive when the account has no control system. The problem is usually not one individual keyword. It is a combination of several campaign weakness. Broadmatch become risky when there is poor conversion tracking, no call tracking, no negative keyword strategy, mixed ad group, a weak landing page, maximize click bidding, no search term report review, a very low daily budget, or incorrect location targeting. Let's examine this problem one by one. First, poor conversion tracking. If Google does not know what a valuable lead look like, it cannot optimize effectively toward valuable users. Second, no call tracking. For many local businesses, phone call are the main source of qualified lead. If those calls are not tracked, Google may not recognize which searches are producing the best business outcomes. Third, no negative keyword. Without negative keyword, searches related to jobs, education, DIY solutions, free service, tools, and products may consume the advertising budget. Fourth, mix ad group. If one ad group contain emergency plumbing, drain cleaning, water heater repair, bathroom remodeling, and plumbing supplies, Google receive mixed context. The ad also become less irrelevant to individual searches. Fifth, weak landing pages. Even when Google finds a relevant user, the campaign can still fail in the landing page. Does not clearly explain the service, does not show trust, and does not make it easy to call or submit a form. Now let's consider a real plumbing example. Suppose the advertiser adds the broad match keyword plumber. The keyword may trigger searches like plumbing jobs, plumbing tools, DIY plumbing repair, plumbing salary, and plumbing courses. None of those people are clearly looking to hire a plumber, but if they click the ad, the advertisers still pay. Suppose the average cost per click is $7 and the campaign received 40 equivalent click. The calculation is 40 multiplied by 7, which equal $280. That means it wasted. That $280 could have been used to search people searching for emergency plumber near me, draining cleaning near me, water heater repair near me, or brush pipe repair service. Now compare two broad match keyword. The first keyword is plumber. The second keyword is emergency plumber. Which one is safer? Plumber or emergency plumber? The safer keyword is usually emergency plumber. Why? Because the keyword itself contains stronger commercial intent. The person is not only interested in the plumbing industry, They likely have an urgent problem and may be ready to hire a professional. Instead of testing vague keyword like plumber, the business can test more specific broad match terms such as emergency plumber, drain cleaning service, water heater repair, leaking pipe repair, and plumbing company near me. The broader and more vague the base keyword is, the higher the risk becomes. Specific service intent keyword give Google better direction. Location targeting can also create significant waste. A local business may only serve a specific city or radius, but if location targeting is are too bad, the campaign may attract people outside the actual service area. That means even a relevant search can still become a relevant click. Low daily budget create another challenge. If the budget is limited, just a few irrelevant click can consume most of the day's budget. When that happens, the campaign may stop showing before serious buyer search later. Broad match does not only reach, it need tracking, context protection, and regular management. So, when can broad match actually work well? Let's look the essential condition. Okay. Broad match can work profitably, but only when the campaign has a strong foundation. The first requirement is accurate conversion tracking. Google must understand which user action are valuable for local business. Those action may include call from directly ad, call from the website, contact from submission, appointment booking, quotation request, and qualified leads. But tracking every simple action as a primary conversion can create a problem. For example, a page view, a 5-second visit, or a simple button click does not necessarily represent a genuine lead. If Google believes those weak actions are valuable, it may optimize toward people who complete those weak actions. Google can only optimize based on the signals you provide, but bad signals can produce bad traffic. Strong signals give you Google a better chance or of finding qualified customers. The second requirement is call tracking. Local business often receive the most valuable leads through phone calls. The campaign should ideally understand which keyword generated the call, which search term generated the call, how long the call lasted, and whether the call was actually qualified. The third requirement is smart bidding. Broad match generally work better with conversion focused bidding strategy, such as maximize conversion with a target CP, or maximize conversion value. When reliable lead values are available, broad match combined with maximize click can be especially risk for local lead generation. Why? Because maximize click focus on obtaining more click. It does not automatically prioritize qualified calls, bookings, or closed customer. Clicks are not the business goal. Qualified outcomes are the business goal. The fourth requirement is strong negative keyword. Before testing broad match, you should already have a relevant negative keyword list. Depending on the business, the list may include search term like job, salary, career, courses, training, DIY tutorials, fee, tools, parts, supplies, PDF, meaning, definition, YouTube, and Reddit. But negative keyword must be selected carefully. A word that is irrelevant for one business may be valuable for another business. For example, cheap may be unsuitable for a premium contractors, but it could be relevant for a value focused service provider. Never copy a huge negative keyword list and apply it blindly. Your negative list should match your service, your customer, your pricing position, and your business model. The fifth requirement is tightly structured ad groups. Each ad group should represent a clear service theme. For example, one ad group for emergency plumbing, another is for drain cleaning, and another for water heater repair. This gives Google better context. It also helps you write more relevant ads and direct the customer to the correct landing page. The sixth requirement is service specific landing pages. Suppose someone searches emergency AC repair near me, the ad says same day emergency AC repair. This is relevant, but after clicking, the visitor researches a general homepage containing heating, cooling, installation, maintenance, commercial services, and company information. The user may become confused and leave. A stronger landing page would focus only on emergency AC repair. It should include a visible phone number, a strong call now button, customer reviews, service area information, emergency availability, and clear reason to choose the company. The seventh requirement is regular search term report review. Broad match must be monitored. You need to identify which searches are relevant, which searches are wasting money, which new terms are converting, and which term should be blocked. Before using broad match, which requirement do you think is the most important? Tracking, budget, or ad copy? All of them matters. But accurate conversion tracking is the foundation because without reliable tracking, Google cannot clearly distinguish between a valuable lead and a meaningless action. Broad match gives Google system more freedom, but we must support that freedom with strong data, clear intent, and strict campaign control. Now let's move from a theory to action. Here is the step-by-step framework for testing broad match safely. Okay. So the safe way to test broad match is not to add it everywhere on the first day. A professional test should happen in four phases. Phase one, control. Start with exact match and phrase match keyword. For example, an HVAC business may begin with exact match AC repair near me, phrase match AC repair near me, exact match emergency AC repair, phrase match emergency AC repair, exact match HVAC company near me, and phrase match HVAC company near me. The objective of this phase is to understand which keyword generate calls and which substance produce forms. Which service convert, which location perform well, and what a qualified lead actually look like. Control first, expansion later. Phase 2, control broad test. Once you identify proven service themes, you can test broad match on those themes. Suppose this exact and phrase match keyword are already generating conversion. Emergency plumber near me, exact match emergency plumber, and 24-hour plumber. You may then test the broad match version, emergency plumber and 24-hour plumber. Notice what we are doing. We are not testing random service word. We are expanding four themes that have already shown commercial value. Avoid starting with very vague broad match term like plumbing, plumber, repair, contractor, or services. This keyword can connect with too many different intentions. Use broad match to expand proven intent. Do not use broad match to discover your entire strategy from nothing. For better control, create separate broad match test campaign or use broad match or use a campaign experiment for broad match. You main campaign may remain a exact match and a phrase match with the majority of the budget. Your test campaign can contain selected broad match keyword, a smaller budget, strong narrative keyword, conversion focus bidding, and the same accurate tracking. This separation helps you see exactly how broad match perform without disturbing your main profitable campaign. You should try to test them. So phase 3, search term cleanup. After launching the test, review the search term report frequently. During the first few weeks, this review is especially important. Look for search related to jobs, courses, DIY information, free services, tools, parts, wrong location, irrelevant searches, and low quality intent, and irrelevant searches as negative keyword. At the same time, look for valuable searches that broad match discover. If a new search repeatedly generate actual quality lead, add it as an exact match or phrase match keyword. You can also create a separate ad group with more relevant ad copy and a dedicated landing page. This means broad match is not only a traffic tool, it can also become a keyword search tool, research tool, but only if you review and act on the data, it will give you the best performance. Phase 4, scale carefully. Increase the budget only when the cost per lead is acceptable. The leads are qualified, the search term are mostly relevant, and the conversion volume is become stable. Do not screen the budget because the campaign receive most impression or click. Increase the budget because the campaign proves that it can produce profitable business outcome. Suppose your total daily budget is $50. How much would you initially allocate to the broad match test? A reasonable starting point could be around 20 to 30%. That means approximately $10 to $15 per day. The remaining budget can stay inside the more controlled exact and phrase match campaign. For account with very limited budget, the broad match test percentage may need to be even lower. Broad match should earn a larger budget. It should not receive the entire budget automatically. So the complete testing process is exact and phrase match first, collect reliable conversion data, test broad match separately, review search terms and negative, promote valuable searches and scale carefully. Now, let's combine everything into a complete campaign structure for local business. For many local businesses, I recommend using three separate campaign purpose. Campaign 1, exact and phrase code search. The purpose of this campaign is stable lead generation, high control, and consistent performance. This campaign usually receives the main portion of the budget. For a plumbing business, the keyword may include exact match, emergency plumber, phrase match, emergency plumber near me, exact match, drain cleaning, and phrase match, drain cleaning near me. These keywords represent clear service intent. They also provide a controlled foundation for collecting conversion data. Campaign 2, broad match expansion. The purpose of this campaign is discovering new profitable searches, increasing qualified conversion volume, and expanding proven service themes. Broad match keyword may include emergency plumber, drain cleaning service, water heater repair, and leaking pipe repair. At the beginning, this campaign may receive around 15 to 30% of the local search budget. It should also have accurate conversion tracking, strong negative keywords, smart bidding, relevant landing pages, and frequent search term report reviews. Campaign 3, brand campaign. This purpose of the brand campaign is protecting searches for the business name and reaching people who already know the company. Brand searches often contain strong intent. They should normally be managed separately from broad match expansion. Each campaign should have one clear purpose that makes the performance easier to understand, measure, and optimize. Now, let's discuss the final rule. You should test broad match when you already understand which services are valuable, which service terms convert, which leads are qualified, which negative keywords are required, and which landing pages produce the best result. The wrong method is let's add broad match keyword and let's Google figure everything out. The professional method is we already understand our valuable services, customer intent, conversion data, and lead quality. Now we will use broad match carefully to discover more profitable opportunities. Broad match is not usually beginner friendly, but an experienced advertiser can use it as a growth tool. The advertiser responsibility is to give Google clear intent, accurate data, strong conversion signal, and strict boundaries. Let's finish with a practical audience activity. Imagine that we are advertising a local cleaning company. The company provides house cleaning, deep cleaning, move out cleaning, and office cleaning. I want you to suggest three relatively safe broad match keyword, five negative keyword, and one landing page idea. Possible broad match keyword could include house cleaning service, move out cleaning service, and office cleaning company. Possible negative keyword could include jobs, supplies, produce, DIY, and free. Okay. A relevant landing page idea could be a dedicated move out cleaning page with service details, pricing guidance, before and after photos, customer reviews, service area information, and a clear booking button. Notice how everything connects: the keyword, the negative keyword, the ad, the landing page, the conversion action, and the behind strategy must all support the same goal. This is what campaign control really means. Let's summarize the complete strategy. Broad match is not always bad, but it should never be used blindly. First, build control using exact and phrase match. Second, collect accurate conversion data. Third, add a strong negative keyword. Fourth, identify problem, high intent service themes. Fifth, test broad match separately with a controlled budget. Sixth, review the search term report regularly. And finally, scale only when the cost per lead quality is increasing and business results are acceptable. Broadmass should not replace your strategy. Broadmass could expand a strategy that is already working. If a local business is receiving many click but not qualified leads from calls from lead booking to our customer, the probably may not be the total budget. The probably is how the campaign matching keyword with search intent. A campaign can have attractive data, a reasonable budget, a good keyword, but still waste money if broad match, conversion tracking, negative keyword, and search term management are not working together. Sometimes the best way to improve performance is not to increase the budget, it is to identify which search are wasting money and which search produce qualified leads, and how the campaign can focus more heavily on real customer. So broad match should not be used blindly. First, build control with exact match, phrase match, then collect conversion data, add negative keyword, review search term, and test broad match only on proven high intent services. Used carelessly, broad match can become a budget waste machine, but used strategically, it can be a smart growth tool that discover a new customer, increase qualified lead volume, and help profitable campaign scale. So the goal is not to give Google ultimate freedom. The goal is to give controlled freedom, supported by accurate tracking, clear customer intent, and professional optimization. Thank you, everyone. Now, I would love to hear you a question. If you have any question about broad match, exact match, phrase match, negative keyword, smart bidding, conversion tracking, or lead quality, please feel free to ask me at the comment box. Thank you.